Daynin Dashefsky, and joining me today is Mike Tsuhako from Kahala Jiu-Jitsu, one of my students. Had started with us recently, and what are we going to show him today?
We're going to show you the 5 levels of pressure from side.
Yeah. So what people wonder what that means. I know one of the things I noticed when I went and tour and I talk to people from all different schools, you try to get people to explain side or pressure. And I even ask at the Worlds, all the champions, how do you explain to your students side or pressure from anywhere, pressure? And everybody has a really hard time explaining what pressure is. So I came up with a definition for my students that when we talk about pressure, it means pressuring the other person to work harder and use more strength and energy while we work less and use less strength and energy. So in order to prove that or to make them understand that, we created 5 levels of pressure from every position, including guard and back. So we're going to show the 5 levels from side today, right?
Okay.
All right, okay, I'm going to have you put your head here and lay sideways. Actually, I'm going to turn this way so they can actually see what I'm doing with my legs. So each time I go to another position, again, it's not always about pressing my body. A lot of my people think smash them. It's really not about using our energy to smash. It's all it is adjusting our body to make us feel more heavy. So I call this level 1. And all we're doing is going into a regular side control. Our knee is blocking here. We call this cross side. And I'm holding here, and this is level 1 pressure. So he feels a little bit of pressure on his chest, and I'm holding him down. I'm not pressing into the mat. Now I'm going to drop my hips going into pressure level number 2. And when I do that, I drop my legs to the ground and I keep my feet flat and I just drop my hips down. Now do you feel a little more pressure?
Yes.
Yes. So he's feeling it now. I'm putting a little more pressure in his ribs on the side because I lowered my body. So that's pressure level 2. Pressure level 3 is I'm going to come up on my toes and I'm going to drive into his ribs, pushing forward. That's pressure with my knees off the mat. Does that feel a little heavier?
Yes.
Okay. Now, pressure level 4, I'm just going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to look up, and as I look up and arch my body, my chest here, or my body is pressing. As I turn up, it's pressing into his rib even more. So from level 3 to level 4, he feels it even more, right? And then level 5, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to pull him into me. And you should see his face. So every level, I'm just adjusting myself and moving my body in a way that's going to adjust it to put more pressure in one area. It's the same way if I here lay down again. And a lot of times it could be as easy as putting all of my weight flush, right? And then all I have to do is turn my body, put all my weight into my hip, and then there's a little more driven pressure in that corner, right? And so to make you comprehend that very good, to kind of give people an idea of what that means is if you think of a Chinese bed of nails, if someone lays flat, their weight is distributed through all the nails so they don't get hurt, they can survive. But if I had one nail and they laid on it, it would go right through because all that energy and pressure is concentrated into one point. So when I adjust my body and put pressure into my hip or my hip bone into one spot, you're going to feel all the energy go to that one spot. So learning how to move our body and adjust it, that's how we create pressure without using our own energy because we don't want to wear ourselves out in the process, right?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us.